Hey, in today's Connection Quickie, I'm going to teach you the new way that you need to look at your relationship if you want it to be happy and connected. It's not that complicated, but it's one of those things that people miss, and it's why we end up feeling disconnected, unhappy, resentful, all that good stuff. So, what it is I need you to start thinking about your relationship as one shared resource. Yeah. We do a lot of this whole 50-50, are you pulling your weight, do your share, all that stuff. That's all has to go out the window, I have to tell you right now. In any relationship, there are different times when you pull more weight, quote unquote, than your partner. I'll say that number one. So you can't focus on that. Number two, people really don't understand what pulling your weight means. They think of it as time. Well, I spent 3 hours doing this, so you have to spend 3 hours doing that. I took Johnny to baseball practice last week, but I only had to stay for half an hour, and when you took him, it was 3 hours, so I owe you time. I hear all this stuff when couples come in the office, and so that has to go out the window, that whole idea of time being even. Because, and I do talk about this quite a bit, the whole idea of, if you think of a pride of lions, the lionesses do the vast majority of the work. The waking hours, they do, they're rearing all the kids, they're having the kids, they're doing all the hunting. They do, if you took it from a time perspective, they do way more than the lions. But if the lions, the jobs that they do have, defending the territory and having sex, even though that takes less time, it is no less important to the pride, to the community. The pride cannot live. It wouldn't exist without both parties doing what they do. So the fact that one takes more time and one takes less time, it's not really about that. It's about the value that's brought when you do this thing. And one of the things I just see all the time with couples is they're constantly dividing and conquering, constantly saying things like, my favorite, which you hear a lot if you listen to any of my stuff, it's your turn to put away the dishes. It's your turn to clean the bathroom. It's your turn to vacuum, whatever those things are. And, the only place you should be taking turns is in games. And if you're treating your relationship like a game, we're all in trouble. So for now on, I really want you to think about this idea of a shared resource. If your partner is hurting, then you're hurting because it's pulling away from the resource that you are part of, this one thing that you're part of. If they're feeling completely overwhelmed and burnt, then guess what? You're going to get pulled because they can't help. So we don't want our partners that way, and we don't want to be that way. So, for example, I'll have sometimes where I had a couple the other day where the wife flies around a lot for her work, and she's the primary breadwinner, and she was gone, and the husband was at home taking care of the kids. They have 2 kids, and and he does work. He's just not the primary breadwinner, and taking care of the house and feeding the kids and getting them places, So by the time she comes home from this business trip, she's kind of burnt, right? She's been away, just all caught up. She misses everybody, and she's been traveling and jet lagged. And then she comes home and her husband's burnt. He's just tired from the kids. He's ready to hand those guys over, and we end up with 2 burnt people. And that's a problem. So what I've counseled them to do and have done with many other couples is if the one partner is away, let's say on business, I want you to add resources while they're away so the other person isn't just at their end all the time. So maybe you get someone to carpool that week. Maybe you get the cleaning person to come in, or if you already have one, have them come in twice, or have them also do the laundry. See about getting someone to cook meals. Anything that's going to help take care of this shared resource. In other words, so if we add to the resource, that way when we're kind of taking away with each person in the couple, we're still left with resource, in the pool. And that's really what you're looking for all the time. So for now on, I want you to really think about how much you ask your partner to do and whether or not you can get an outside resource to help with that instead. If you can take some things off your plate instead of just thinking I have to add and add and add, and I'll look to my partner to fulfill that, whatever's missing, and to really just think that there's no, that's a you problem, that's a me problem, it's a we problem all the time. If something is affecting you guys, one of you, it's affecting the couple as a whole. So for now on, I want you to think of that shared resource and how to really treat it like that and be supportive of your partner, bring in resources, and really up the resource. Make it bigger, not ever make it smaller. That's it. I'm Dr. Abby Medcalf. I help people create happy and connected relationships, even if their partner won't do a thing. I hope you check out my podcast, Relationships Made Easy, which you can find anywhere you download podcasts, iTunes, Stitcher, whatever. And it's also on my website, abbymedcalf.com.